So Musk is wrong about UFOs. We kind of all know that, right? At this point, I want to address the latest of his joke, which is a pretty funny joke, which is the fact that UFO quality imagery is staying the same and phone megapixel cameras are going up, and there's a graph of the megapixel camera going up and the imagery staying the same. So it's a good joke, and I'm going to try and address the common misconception that people think just about the space in general. And I think that if people actually looked into it more, they'd find out that things like this just isn't the case. Okay, so first of all, it's kind of half right and half wrong. So what I'd say is the frequency of the same UFOs occurring around the entire globe is massively, massively, massively increasing. And the only reason you wouldn't know that or would know that is if you were to intentionally go and look for the videos. So unless you're interested in the topic, which someone like Musk clearly isn't, he's not going to see it on his feed, for example, things like that. His algorithm's not going to be feeding him UFO videos. But I imagine if you're here, your feed is probably full of UFO videos, to be honest. But just in case it isn't, just go type in something like orange orbs in the sky, like multiple orange orbs or fast-moving orange orbs on X, and go on the photos or the imagery, and you'll just see loads of the same thing around the world. Okay, so as someone who has seen UFOs on a few occasions, we're talking 5 occasions, I can give you some reasons as to why the imagery isn't absolutely crystal clear just from personal experience. Okay, first of all, go get your camera, put it on video mode, whatever camera you've got, even if it's the latest iPhone. Just go on video mode and go record the stars. Okay, now record the stars while you're in a car, for example, or walking, or panicky, and then look at the quality of what it's picked up on video. Okay, it doesn't really pick up what you're seeing with your own eyes. You can just take a photo of the moon, for example, and then you'll see that the moon just looks, that's nowhere near as impressive on the photo than it is in real life. That's because, yeah, sure, the megapixel of the camera is gone up massively, but still, unless you're just like carrying a super expensive camera equipment or video recording equipment, and then you see a UFO and you just opportunistically get it set up and perfectly snap it right at the right time, right at the correct time, it's actually more difficult than you think. So you would think if they're that common, that many people have seen them, with the amount of people around the world, then there should be some high quality images, which there are, believe it or not. It's just you haven't seen them. Okay, there are some good videos, but you haven't seen them. So, there's so many things that are going on when you're seeing a UFO. So first of all, what happens is you tend to panic because it's something you've never seen before. I always liken it a bit to maybe seeing a new animal for the first time in the wild that you don't know whether they're friendly or not, if that makes sense. So you're a bit worried because you're like, if that's a UFO, and if there's something in there, is it looking at me? So your adrenaline kind of gets pumped up a little bit. And then you're also aware of how valuable the sight is, and especially if it's moving. Like another example so you can try and picture it is if you're seeing, like, if you're into planes or trains or cars or I don't know, and then you see something driving past, and it's just like, let's say you've been talking to your mate about a Porsche GT4 or something like that, and you're on the motorway and you see the Porsche drive past, and you say, oh, you're in the passenger seat. It's like, I want to get a photo of this to show my mate that I've just seen one. It's how coincidental, that kind of thing. You've only got a certain period of time to get your phone out, to keep your eye on the car as it's going past, and to snap it perfectly. So what you'll probably get is a photo of the car that's moved past you already, that's quite far away, that's really blurry, and your phone's not picking it up correctly. Does that make sense? Does that kind of give you an idea of like the difficulty of when you see a UFO to keep calm and think, I'm going to solely use this as solely use this for the purpose of taking that imagery. Now, I've said to myself, if I ever see another one, which I have recently, I'm going to get an image of it. I'm going to get a video of it. I did get a video of it. I was in a taxi and I was driving past, but getting my phone out, keep my eye on it. I had the intention of getting it and I did get it, but it's still a really, really not the best video at all. But you can see it in there, but it's just like a blurry dot in the distance. But also, I think there's also many. If Elon is wanting high quality 4K imagery of it, you hear like the rumblings, don't you, online of the government kind of hiding away high def imagery that's always just about to be leaked in the next 20 days, for example, it's not come just yet. So I'm starting to get very skeptical of these people who are saying we've got like all the evidence in the world and we're just waiting and waiting and waiting. So, whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. But, if it is, I think would that even convince someone who's highly skeptical in the first place? You'd probably need, for someone like that, you'd probably need something like a personal experience yourself, for example. But, in total, the evidence is out there. If you go looking hard enough, you will find the same things dotted all around the world, and you'll be able to see for yourself. You'll be able to tell which ones are fake quite easily. But you can also see what the real ones are, and there's also a lot of CGI of the real ones too, which I find interesting. There's a video about there's a movie. It's like a B movie about Brent Waters, the place in Suffolk, and it goes. They go onto the site, and it's a modern video. Like, it's set in the modern times, even though the sighting was in the 80s. But what they've done is they've clearly done their research and they've viewed what I would believe to be real footage of UFOs, and they have imitated it to like a really good level. You can tell they have been down the rabbit hole, quite a few rabbit holes of seeing real footage. So what I'm trying to say is there's enough footage out there for someone to make a movie and base it off real footage. So if you're interested, go look at that movie. I highly recommend it. Like, the movie in totality, it's a bit meh. It's a bit meh. But if you're interested in UFOs, it's fucking good because you get a realistic picture of what it's like. Okay, and how the people are like nervous, and it goes a bit OTT at the end because it's like an evil. It's like a UFO that's going around almost hunting humans, or maybe opportunistically feeding on the humans. I don't know. I've just totally spoiled that movie for you, but you can go watch it knowing what's going to happen just out of interest. But I'm just wanting some of these clear imagery, this clear imagery that's supposedly out there. I just want it to start dropping, because what we've got so far is we've got like, Commander David Fravor with the Tic Tac, and then you've got a few others like that, and then you've got like a few other videos of like leaked military footage, which could be anything. So this I sometimes think that is purposely done like that to make people who believe like similar to what Musk believes, like confirm what they believe in, like some sort of confirmation bias. Because if you blow up the bad ones, like when I mean blow up, I mean make viral or make famous. If you blow up the bad ones, then people are just going to associate the bad ones with that's the best of the bad bunch. Like that's the best of them all because look, this is the most famous one, so this has to be the best one, right? It's like no, there's so much better, so many better videos out there. There's also some weird things out there which I'm not sure what to make of. If you have any idea what this is, let me know. But like, there's the trumpets in the skies. The noise, it sounds like all around the world. It sounds like trumpets in the skies. I'm only saying this is because if you go, you can go down that rabbit hole, and that's just a confusing one. That's just very confusing. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, go check that out if you're wanting a rabbit hole to go down. Check out the trumpets in the sky. That's a weird one. You might get freaked out a bit as well, but yeah. So I'm gonna continue to do a few more of these videos. I'm gonna try and do wider range of topics. I think because I feel like because I've seen a UFO for like 5 times, I feel almost as if I can kind of cut through this shit and be able to tell what is kind of probably real and what's probably fake. And I'm thinking of doing some sort of community chat that's completely free to join, where we can all like discuss this stuff if we find any cool imagery, and just trying to get to the bottom of it, because I'm starting to lose trust in the people that are saying that they're trying to leak stuff and then it never happens. So if you would want to just team up and just try and actually figure out what this thing is, just get in touch with me and we'll start some sort of chat or something like that. But yeah, I think that's that for the video for today. If you enjoyed the video, come on, give us a subscribe, and yeah, look out in the future.